Hi, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable 2 / Ultra Deluxe Edition / VR mod. This opening sequence. Now I've got the actual recording all working smoothly and stuff like that. It's always been a bit of a faff, but I've found a routine that works now. And yeah, just putting the headset on and having this windy corridor that I actually am 3D in and everything is just like, whoa, it's just so weird. So it's actually a wee while since I played this. As of the time of recording, it's the 6th of January. And the last time I played this was Christmas Day. I'm not even sure how that actually ended up happening. I was doing lots of other stuff over the period. It had originally been my plan to do something akin to a couple of years back when, I haven't sat here all this time and waited to see what happens when you get to the end of this corridor. I didn't know that was a thing. Here we go. But a couple of years back, I played through Half-Life Alyx over the course of a winter break, and I played it every day. I did about an hour every day without fail. I had kind of planned to do that with this, just to see how far it took me, but I didn't record or play much of anything every day and things like that, and it didn't quite work out. So that's a really long way of saying I haven't been in here since Christmas Day, and it's now the 6th of January, so it's actually been a bit of a break of this game. So let's go in. The problem I'm having with this game, and it's not really
This is the story of a man.
Right, let's skip that. I wouldn't say it's a problem, really. Problem is the wrong word, but the issue I'm having with this game now is like, am I into vastly diminishing returns territory, in that I feel like I've tried most of the routes through this, and I'm struggling to figure out what the rest of them are. So I've got a couple of guiding principles at this point. One is, I want to see if I can pick up the rest of the collectibles that the game is taking the piss out of you for trying to collect. I think I've got 2 left, and I need to figure out where they are. The other one is room...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Shush.
Stanley decided to go
Let
to
him
the
do his
meeting
thing.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes. So, clicking 5 times on door 430 is an achievement. And I've tried a few things. I came through, I clicked on it like really early on, and the narrator started doing his thing of taking the piss, that's not enough, and blah 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 and all that kind of thing. So eventually I kind of gave up on it, ignored it. I've then at one point, like I think it was in my last session in here, I clicked on it exactly 5 times and then moved on, thinking maybe that's how you get the achievement, if you do more than 5 times and cause the narrator to kick in and take the piss out of you for trying to get an easy achievement. But it didn't work out that way either. So clicking on it exactly 5 times doesn't work. Clicking on it more than 5 times, but bailing on listening to the narrator doesn't work. So what I've decided for this session at least is I'm going to keep clicking on this door and following the directions of the narrator until it concludes. That may be the extent of this game, this session, but we're going to go for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8.
Please.
There we go.
Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay, but is that 20 times from now, or is that 20 times based on the 8 I've already done? But let's go for it. Still not saying anything. It's got to be more than 20 now. Oh no. Don't say... Damn. Have I screwed up the achievement?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I'm fairly sure that that's around the time I bailed the first time I tried this. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to keep clicking and see where this takes me. He's about to say something else,
No,
right?
no, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? Where's 417? What? 417. So did I get that far that time? I can't remember. Where is 417? Ah.
Ooh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, for pity's sake. Right, where's 437? I can't remember. I've not been paying attention to what direction the number's going. 437, 437, 437, 437. Don't forget. Everyone remember. 437. There's numbers there. 413 to 437. Oh, it's there. Oh, I forgot how many times I'm supposed to click. Okay, I'm definitely onto something, but I've forgotten how many times I'm supposed to click. Let's keep clicking. I don't have to start this again because I didn't pay attention to how many times I'm supposed to click. It was 437, wasn't it? Oh, come on, narrator, where are you?
Excellent.
Oh, okay.
I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh, 415, 415, 415, 415. 10 clicks or so. 415. Stop making me remember numbers. I'm terrible at remembering numbers. 415. 415. I have to write things down. 415, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh, seriously? Back through here, right? Now what do you want me to do?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Is that it?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
What the hell? 417, forgotten where it is. There it is.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419. Can we climb on desks? How? Oh!
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
The excitement is too much.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Shit, where's the coffee machine? Copy machine. It's back here, isn't it? There we go.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Did I actually get the achievement?
You really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I'm going to assume I've got it. I did because I heard a bing, but I don't know if that was in the game, and I wasn't looking at my screen because I'm wearing a headset. So I'm going to hope and assume that I finally got that sodding achievement. So at which point, now here's the thing: is do I take right? Not going to take the bucket this time. Not going to take the bucket. I'm going to the meeting room. This is going to be a fairly short session.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Because I'm now keen to find out if I actually hit that. So yes, I've got 2 more I've got a large room with lots of boxes and somewhere both red and blue. And I already found one place that was both red and blue, but apparently it wasn't there. And a large room with lots of boxes. I still feel
Stanley
like...
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs to Mariella, upstairs to the boss's office. I'm going to go upstairs this time. Do you know what? I've forgotten where the stairs are that you can jump off and kill yourself. Right, I've been in here, I've done this. There was one in here. There's nothing else going on in here. At least I don't think there is. Have I been in there? What's in there? I've forgotten the combination again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I knew it was close.
Yet incredibly,
I could remember it was something in that area. That's the thing I was saying about not being able to remember numbers.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So, big room, lots of boxes. Or somewhere red and green, or blue and green. Red and green. Somewhere red and green, or red and blue. Somewhere that's two colours.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Do you know what I haven't properly
This question
explored
would not go unanswered for long.
There's like a warehouse, isn't there? And every time I try going to the warehouse, I've
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I can't remember which way it is.
Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I can't remember where that
The door behind him was not
warehouse thing
shut.
is.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That just takes me to the female narrator, doesn't it? Let's go back this way. Because yeah, I've completely forgotten where these two branches lead now. Well, I haven't, because that one takes you... So that one takes you to the crushing machine. I can't remember if there's something along the way that lets you detour there as well. And then you get the female narrator, and then you end up in one museum or another. Oh, but I'm not carrying the bucket. Whenever I've been carrying the bucket, it's taken me to the bucket museum. And I haven't been this way without the bucket for a while. Oh my god, there's just so many sodding variables to consider. I think I said it before, but I really like this smoke effect. It's got to be one of the best smoke effects I've ever seen in VR, which is weird because this isn't a VR game. I mean, I'm playing it in VR, but I'm playing VR mod. Right, let's go for it. Right. Okay, so we're doing this without the bucket this
As the
time.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Right,
In a
let's see where
single
we
visceral instant, Stanley
land
was
this
obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Right. No bucket. I got no bucket.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you
Right,
can walk
okay.
has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
So if I
Do you
follow
see
this
now?
route without the
Do you
bucket,
see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
yeah, if I do this without the bucket, then it drops me in the museum that is about the actual game itself.
Getting right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story. Now, how about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you? Then he pushed the number 8. Then he pushed the number 4.
Cool. I haven't been to that bit. The sound design in this game is phenomenal as well. For something that is, I don't know, how would you term it? For something that isn't a conventional game, shall we say. See, I don't believe where I was going was like, you know, for something that isn't a conventional game. I really feel like the sound design in it is excellent. Things like this, I don't believe for a moment. Like, I absolutely don't believe there was a war zone added. Oh yeah. So I've looked at that before. Oh. What happens when that gets down to 0? Damn it. I was hoping something would happen. Oh, that ending, I've forgotten. Oh, no, I haven't been to that exact one, but that reminds me of that, the one where you spend years in the room. Oh, okay, so there was something else going on with that. Let's just try. I feel like I should actually do this justice and stand there and watch them for ages, but like, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. Monitor room elevator. Oh yeah. Oh, what was that? There was something there, and it disappeared into the desk. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version. Ah, there we go. Countdown ending. Have I had a countdown ending? That sounds new. We'll have a look at that in a second. There are definitely... Oh, hang on. No, I came up this way, didn't I? I'm getting lost now. Did I come up this way or I came in that way? I am actually getting lost now. I'll go down there in a second. That's the narrator emails there, isn't it? Right, okay. I feel like I'm doing that thing of only doing half sentences again and then getting stuck and getting lost and getting distracted and there's new shiny...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Okay, so... If I go downstairs... No, if I go through the boss's office without the bucket, that does leave me back going via the museum that's all of the information about the development of the game. I can't remember how to get to... I'm going to do one little last run through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think it's that way. It's through the other door, isn't it? It's through that door.
When
It's got to
Stanley
be.
came to a set of two,
So I'm not taking the
this
bucket
was
again.
not the correct way to the meeting
Deliberately.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
There
left.
it is. So that's a room with lots of boxes. But I don't think that's a big room with lots of boxes. This, on the other hand, is a big room with lots
Stanley
of
was
boxes,
so
right?
bad at following directions,
And I
it's
haven't
incredible he
actually-
wasn't fired years ago.
The narration's fantastic. So this, I haven't figured out yet. I haven't really done much of anything here. That looks important. There! Okay, so this is the room with lots of boxes. So there's a thing to figure out, and the thing to figure out is how to get down there safely.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been
No, I
neglecting,
wanted to be
Stanley.
down there.
Someone you've
Oh.
forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm
There's
asking for her.
there's a little way out there. Have I been this way?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
I don't
To
think I've
put
been
your
over here
work
before.
aside. To let her back
Can I
into
go
your
back?
life. She's been waiting.
Well, let me go back. Who are we talking about, by the way? This is new. I haven't been this way before. I'm convinced I haven't been this way before. Have I been this way before? I don't remember going over that thing before.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Okay.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn wall.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
So this is definitely new. I
This
definitely
is
haven't
a
been
very
this way
sad
before.
story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press any button on your computer.
Stanley
Okay.
is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
How does this game know so much about my life? Press any button to watch TV weather. Oh, there it is.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press any button to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press any button to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press any button to tell your kids a story. It's weird how it's almost, I mean, I'm guessing this is in the original game. It's almost prophetic about, everyone having to work from home during the pandemic and things.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press any button to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Desk's
In reality,
growing
all
now.
he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Is this just turning back into my corridor?
And
My
I'm trying
office,
to
I
tell
should
him
say.
this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That
Just
as long as he
the way
remains
stuff
here,
is growing
he's
around
slowly
me.
killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press any button to be at work in the morning. Sod you,
You
game.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press any button to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. and I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. So I wasn't expecting that. That's interesting because I think I've been into the warehouse just the once before, maybe twice. But I don't think I've ever walked onto that yellow lift thing before. Was it even there the first time? Right, I'm going to do one last... try again.
All of his co-workers
One
were gone.
last
What
dash
could it mean?
through, though.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Without
Perhaps
the
he had
bucket.
simply missed a memo.
Maybe I'll try this with the bucket next time. To see if that
When
makes a
Stanley came to a
difference.
set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
But
Wow. Yes.
I gotta totally
this
fall
room.
for...
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Right, so the thing is there is... Oh, so this has got me wondering now. Is that going to close?
Stanley was so
yeah,
bad
it
at
is.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
So just down here, down there, there's a... Oh, I can just walk over the edge. Aha, right, okay. I was wondering if I had to come through here from that other room or something like that. Right, we're going to do this. Whoa, this is quite high. That also doesn't look safe. How does that even work? But we're going to do it. We're going to get the other collectible.
You're getting
Yes.
close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Cool. I'm totally falling for it now. That door's open, but there's no way down there without dying, it seems. And it looks like it wants me to go back out there. Because if I jump, I'll just die. We know that. Because I've tried jumping down before. But that open door over there is ever so enticing. Oh.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path.
So this session I was coming in just to do that one thing essentially, which was do the door. Having felt that I'd gone down most of the routes and I found I found brand new routes that I didn't even know existed before.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Yes.
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you.
Hey, don't say bad things about Vanilla
Life being an
Sky.
unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Okay. So that's a whole new path. There's a whole new path that I haven't really explored before. And now I can't remember if there was any other alternatives. I don't think there was there? Once I'd gone down there and then gone back and then gone through that little thing and fallen down, it put me in that area. And there was only one way out there. So the next time through, next time I come in here, I should do all of that again. Those two branches there, but carrying the bucket. I'm so tempted to do that right now, but I'm not going to do it. So I realise there's been as I said at the start, there's been a period of time where I haven't played this. There's been like a week or so, a little bit more than, well, I suppose not kind of 2 weeks, something like that. I can maths, who cares, right? It's been the best part of a fortnight and I haven't played this, and it hasn't been because I haven't wanted to. As I said, I've just been doing other things, been looking about on Steam Deck and this and that and the other, and wasn't doing as much as VR as I'd intended to over the holiday period. And I've been keen to get back into this, but at the same time, I really felt like I'd hit this sort of diminishing returns point where I'd taken all the major branches, and I felt like I'd done pretty much all of them with and without the bucket and stuff like that. There was the option of maybe things are different if you go down a particular route, having gone without the bucket, then having gone with the bucket, and then having gone without the bucket again. Like, for example, if I go down to the very bottom of this through the route that ends up with you seeing Mariella looking over your body, like, is it different if I do that without the bucket, having done it with the bucket, and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. I thought I'd covered most of those bases and it would become a slightly more tedious, I've got to try and remember, have I done this with the bucket and gone this way and gone that way and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. And then suddenly there's a whole other route that I hadn't recognised that I hadn't been down, and I'm going to have to go back and look at, I think it was I'm sure it was my very first session, it may have been the second, it was quite early on, where I did end up in that warehouse and I just tried going off the edge and died. And I don't remember that lift thing that takes you over. I don't remember that being there. Now, it probably was, and I just wasn't paying attention. But in my mind, I'd remembered that I'd gone off the edge and that was it. That was the end of that route. And so I haven't been back there for ages. And now there's a whole bunch of things that I should probably go over there and explore. So I've been across and I've been down onto, through that little cubby, what would you call it? Like cubby hole thing, whatever, where I just finished off now. But I should do both of those again with the bucket. I still need to find this red and green place for that final figurine as well, which I've found one place that matches that colour, but it's not there. Well, at least not that I'd noticed anyway. Or no, didn't I find one there, but that ticked off a different tick box on the whiteboard? I think it did actually. So that's not the place, and I can't think of anywhere else that matches that description that I've been to, which suggests that there's still somewhere I haven't been. So I've got a I've got a wee way to go yet with this. I've definitely got some more exploring to do, and I really thought I'd explored everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to call a halt to this session. What's most important to me is, have I finally got that sodding 5 clicks on door 430 achievement, because I did what I intended to do, which was click on it and then keep doing whatever the narrator said, working on the assumption that it's not you get your 5 clicks if you click 5 times and only 5 times, but if you click 5 times and then do everything he says until he stops, which is what I've done this time. So hopefully I've got that achievement. Anyway, from this amused, perplexed, and kind of delighted and enthralled and constantly impressed dip into the Stanley Parable. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.